How can you get a higher salary as a data analyst? So if you've been lucky enough to break into this field, maybe you want to know how can you move up and get these crazy high salaries that you hear about online. So I have a longer post on my blog that goes into more detail, but here's the highlight. Number one, skills. The more advanced your skills, the more advanced of a role you can go after, which means a higher salary. So this is going to include things like statistics and experimentation, prediction and machine learning, learning coding like Python or R, maybe learning more like data pipelines or cloud computing or something like that. So this can open you up to more advanced analytics roles, maybe data science, maybe machine learning, maybe analytics engineering. And that is going to come with higher salaries. Next is industry. There are certain industries that just value using data more. So I work in tech. Tech is known for paying really well. Finance is another one that I think pays pretty well. So targeting industries that pay well. Of course, these jobs are going to be more competitive. That brings me to my next point, being really good at interviewing. So if you're really good at interviewing, you can not only land these really competitive jobs, but also how you perform in an interview might impact the level at which they bring you in. And if you perform really well, they might bring you in at a higher level, which means a higher salary range. So really making sure that you're mastering these SQL interviews, that you're really thinking about these case studies and business problems and answering those questions really well, that can really pay off. And then business knowledge is also really important. So getting into a higher level role often isn't just based on your technical skills. It's also based on how well you understand the business and how well you work with stakeholders to solve problems with data and create an impact. This is usually how you get promoted. It's not just technical skills. So the better you are at understanding the business and using data to solve relevant problems and provide an impact, the more likely you can get a higher level role. And then another thing to think about is just timing of the market. You know, a lot of these really crazy salaries were from people changing jobs in like 2021, 2022, when companies were hiring a lot more than they are today. And so companies had to work harder to attract candidates. And so a lot of times that meant a higher salary. And so it might be harder to achieve those really high salaries today just because the market isn't like that. But if it turns around again, make sure you tap into that market. So like I said, I have a blog post about this with more information and more details. So go check that out.